Hello everyone, welcome to the series where we are covering all the types of questions on LCM and HCF. In my previous video we have covered till type 5 and today I am starting with type 6 and further. If you haven't checked out my previous videos then please go and check them out. So let's begin. So for type 6, the first question is find the largest number of 4 digits which when divided by 4, 5 and 6 leaves remainder 1, 2 and 3 respectively. Now in our previous videos also I have covered this type of question where it was asking you the largest number of 4 digits which when divided by some numbers, but in those cases we had seen the case where there was no remainder, like the question was the largest number of 4 digits which when divided by some numbers were given and leaves no remainder. Okay, that case we had seen, and we had seen that largest number of 4 digit which when divided by few numbers it was leaving some common remainder. Okay, one case was it was leaving no remainder. Okay, we had seen one case where it was leaving no remainder, and we had seen a case where it was leaving some common remainder, like it was leaving 2 or maybe 3 or 4. Okay, a single remainder it was leaving. So those two cases we had seen in our previous videos. Okay, so for this, here in this question it is saying that this time it is leaving different remainders in the different cases. There are 3 different cases. We are dividing it by 4, 5 and 6, and in each of the case it is leaving a different remainder 1, 2 and 3. So in such cases what we have to do, see, the entire process will be the same as we did it in the previous questions. Just the only difference will be, I had also covered a question which was similar kind, that some number was getting divided by a few given numbers and it was leaving different remainders in each case. So what we were doing there, we were subtracting the different remainders from the respective numbers, like from 4 I will subtract 1, from 5 I will subtract 2, from 6 I will subtract 3. Okay, so in this case I am getting 3, in this case I am getting 3, and in this case also I am getting 3. So I told you in the previous questions also that in such type of questions, when you subtract the respective remainders, you will get a common difference. It will be the same in each case, like here it is 3 in each case. Okay, so now I got my common difference, which is 3. What I will do next is, now the entire process will be the same. The largest number of 4 digits is 9999. Okay, and you will find out the LCM of 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so what will be the LCM of 4, 5 and 6? It will be, okay, then we'll have 3 and lastly we'll have 5. So what will be the remainder? 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, which is 4 into 15, that is 60. So 60 is my LCM. Okay, and then I am going to divide this 9999 by 60. Okay, that's how we did it in the previous questions. So what will be the remainder then? If I divide this 9999 by 60, then what I'm going to get is 6 times, it will be 39, 9, 6 times again and 360. Okay, then you will get here 39. Okay, so what is the remainder here? So if you are going to divide the 9999 by 60, then the remainder will be the remainder will be 39. Okay. So then what we were doing? Then we did from 9999 we will subtract 39 and we'll get 9960. Okay. So till here every step is same as we had seen in the previous questions of this kind. We take the largest number of the 4 digits. After that we divide it by the LCM. Okay. So by dividing it with the LCM you get that extra part, that is the remainder, because of which this 9999 is not completely divisible by these given numbers. Okay. So for to be completely divisible by them we need to remove that extra part. So we subtracted that 39. Now 9960 is completely divisible by this 60, right? That is how we used to do in previous question. But here one more thing is that we have got a common remainder of 3. So just subtract that common remainder from 9960. So we will do minus 3 here and you will get 99957. Okay, so this is my answer. The only thing that we did different here is that you finally subtracted the common difference, which you will find by subtracting the respective remainders from the given numbers. At last you need to subtract that from the number that was completely divisible by the LCM. So you will get your answer. 99957 is the number which is going to leave remainder 1, 2, 3 respectively. You can cross check also. You can divide 99957 by 4, then you will get a remainder of 1. If you divide it by 5 you will get a remainder of 2, and if you divide it by 6 then you will get a remainder of 3. Okay, so this is how we do. All steps are similar as we had seen for this type of questions previously. Just at the end you need to subtract the common difference. So this was the type 6. Okay, now let's see the next type, that is type 7. So let's move on to the type 7. Okay, this is the type 7. Here it is saying find the smallest number which when divided by 5, 10, 12 and 15 leaves remainder 2 in each case, but when divided by 7 leaves no remainder. Okay, now this is a very important question. Okay, this is very important. Find the smallest number which when divided by this leaves remainder 2 in each case. Okay, but when divided by 7 it is leaving no remainder. Okay, so first of all you need to find the LCM of, because it is talking about the smallest number that clicks in our mind, it is asking about the LCM, and also when it is divided by these numbers it is leaving a remainder of 2. Okay, so let's find out the LCM of 5, 10, 12 and 15, which is 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10 and 12 and 5 threes are 15. Then we have 2 here, 6s are 12 and then 3. Then we have 3 and 1, 1, 2 and 1, and finally we'll have 2. Okay, so what is the LCM? 5 into 2 into 3 into 2, and that is 10 into 6, which is again 60. So 60 came out to be the LCM. Okay, now it is saying that it has to be a smallest number which is when divided by these it is leaving a remainder of 2. Now 60 is the LCM of these numbers, and thus 60 will be completely divisible by 5, 10, 12 and 15. But I need to find a number which is leaving a remainder of 2. Okay, we have done this type of questions, and what we used to do, we simply used to add that remainder to the number, isn't it? Because LCM is completely divisible. Therefore, to LCM, if you add the remainder, that remainder is always going to be left as the extra part. Okay, this we had seen. So if I want a remainder of 2 in each case, then what I will do, I will just add 2 to the 60. But here one more thing is there. They are saying that when it is divided by 7, it is leaving no remainder. So how we'll proceed is, can we write this 60 as 60k plus 2? Okay, I can say that this number, this smallest, sorry, what I wrote, 60k plus k, not k, 60k plus 2. It is 60k plus 2. So, this smallest number, which when divided by these leaves remainder 2 in each case, what will be the form of this number? The form of the number will be 60k plus 2. Why 60k plus 2? Because k is a variable. It can have any value. It can have 1, 2, 3, 4, any value. And when you when you multiply it by 60, this 60k will be a multiple of 60 only, because it is getting, the k is getting multiplied to 60. So 60k is always a multiple of 60, right? So this part will always be divisible by 5, 10, 12 and 15. But since we have done plus 2 here, always we'll get a remainder of 2. So therefore 60k plus 2 is a number, 60k plus 2 is a number which when divided by these 5, 10, 12 and 15 is always going to leave a remainder of 2. Okay. So the form of this smallest number which when divided by these numbers leave a remainder of 2 will be 60k plus 2. Okay. So till here, I think it is clear till here. Okay. So, sorry guys, my net keeps causing a lot of problem. Okay. So where were we? So this is the form of that number 60k plus 2, which is the smallest number divided by 5, 10, 12 and 15 is going to leave a remainder of 2, because the 60k part is always be divisible by 5, 10, 12 and 15, and since we have done this plus 2, this will always be left as the remainder. So according to the question, 60k plus 2 will be my smallest number, which when divided by these numbers is going to leave a remainder 2. So we have actually found the form of that number. It is going to be 60k plus 2. Now it is saying that this number, this 60k plus 2 number, okay, when divided by 7 is going to leave no remainder. Means if we do 60k plus 2 by 7, then I will be getting no remainder. The remainder should be 0. Now how we'll find this 60k plus value such that it leaves no remainder when divided by 7? First you divide 60 by 7 and find out the remainder. What will be the remainder? See, if we divide 60 by 7, it will go 8 times, 7 8s are 56, and you will be left with 4. Okay, so 4 will be my remainder if I divide 60 by 7. So I can write it like 4k. Okay, because with 60 we have k. So I write it as 4k plus 2. Okay, plus 2. Because if you divide this 2 by 7, you will be left with the remainder 2 only. And if you divide 60k by 7, you will be left with the remainder 4k. Okay. So this is the remainder part. If I divide 60k plus 2 by 7, this is the remainder part, but I don't want any remainder. I don't want any remainder. This 4k plus 2 is the remainder that I am getting when I am dividing 60k plus 2 by 7, but I don't want this remainder. I don't want this. This should become equal to 0, right? So how is this going to become equal to 0? If this 4k plus 2 also becomes completely divisible by 7, then I will be left with no remainder, right? Are you getting this? If I divide 60k plus 2 by 7, I am getting a remainder 4k plus 2. So if this 4k plus 2 also becomes completely divisible by 7, because this is the remainder, right? If this also becomes divisible by 7, means nothing will be left. This remainder also will not be left, and will be left with no remainder, right? So I need to find a value of this k such that I get a number which is completely divisible by 7. So we will find that by hit and trial. You can keep the value of k as 0. If I keep it as 0, then 4 into 0 is 0 plus 2 will be 2. So what I will get, if k is 0, then the value of 4k plus 2 will be 2, but 2 is not divisible by 7. Okay, so we cannot put k as 0. Now let's try for k equals to 1. So what I will get, 4 ones are 4 and plus 2, that is 6. But again 6 is also not divisible by 7. Okay. Then next will be k equals to 2. Let's put k equals to 2. So that will be 4 into 2 plus 2, which is 8 plus 2, but that is 10. Again not divisible by 7. Now put k equals to 3. So 4 into 3 plus 2 will be 14. Now 14 is divisible by 7, right? So for what is the conclusion from here? 14 is divisible by 7. That's why if I keep the k as 3, okay, if I keep the k as 3, I am getting the 4k plus 2 as 14, which is completely divisible by 7. So now 4k plus 2 also became completely divisible by 7. That is, this remainder part is also now actually divisible by 7, completely divisible. Therefore, this also won't be remaining as a remainder anymore, because this also will get divisible by 7. Therefore, k should have the value 3 for 60k plus 2 to be completely divisible by 7. If you put the k as 3 in 60k plus 2, what you will get is 180 plus 2, and that is 182. So what will be my answer? 182. If you divide 182 by 7, it will go 7 2s are 14 and 42, 7 6 are 40. See, it got completely divisible by 7, 182. Okay. So 182 is that smallest number, which if I am dividing by 5, 10, 12 and 15, then it is going to leave a remainder of 2. But if I divide it by 7, then it will leave no remainder. It will get completely divisible. So I think it must be clear to you. First you need to find the LCM of the numbers. Then you need to find the form of the number which will be completely divisible by these numbers, leaving remainder 2. Sorry, not completely, sorry. You need to find the form which on dividing by these numbers will be leaving a remainder 2. Okay, and that form we found out, it is 60k plus 2. To the LCM, you will multiply the LCM with some variable and you will add the remainder to that. That will be the form of the number which is leaving remainder 2 on dividing by the given numbers. Okay, because this plus 2 is the extra part which will always be left as the remainder, and 60k, because 60 was the LCM, so 60k will always be completely divisible and 2 will be left as the remainder. So when we found out the form of that number, then it need to be completely divisible by 7. So you need to find out the remainder of, like if I divide this form by 7, then what is the remainder that I am getting? So separately you will find out the remainder, like what remainder is there on dividing 60k by 7. So that is 4k. Okay, that is 4k. And what will be the remainder of dividing 2 by 7? It will be 2. So the remainder will be 4k plus 2. Okay, so 4k plus 2 is the remainder, but I need no remainder. Therefore, I will find out a value of k which gives a number that becomes completely divisible by 7. So here I found out that if the value of k is 3, then I will get 14, which is completely divisible by 7. So I will be left with no remainder, and therefore I will put k is equal to 3 in 60k plus 2, and I'll get a number which is completely divisible by 7. That is, it will be leaving no remainder. So I think this question is clear to you. So now we'll be moving to the next question, that is the type 8. So let's see the type 8 now. Okay. So type 8 we have, in type 8 I have 3 types of questions with certain variations. Like this is the first question. 4 bell rings at the interval of 5, 6, 8 and 9 seconds. They simultaneously ring at the same time. They will again ring simultaneously after. Now see, in this type of question where they have given you that a certain activity is occurring at some time interval simultaneously, and they are asking you that after what time interval it will occur again simultaneously, we are always finding out the LCM. Okay, in such type of question we are always finding out the LCM. If you, as we'll practice further, you will see that this type of questions are there, that certain activities is happening at certain intervals of time, and then again they will ask you again when it is going to happen. So for that you need to just find out the LCM of the given numbers. So here we'll find out the LCM of the 5, 6, 8 and 9. So let's remove the 5, then 2 times it will go, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8 and 9 here. Then we have 3, 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9, and then again 3 you will have. Okay, and 2 we will have here, and for the last 2 I have a 2 here. So what is my LCM? 5 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 2 into 2, which is 10 into 9 into 4, that is 90 into 4, which is 360. Okay, so 360 came out to be my LCM. Now the time has been given in seconds. Okay, the time has been given in seconds, therefore this is 360 seconds. Okay, the unit is 360 seconds. So they will again ring simultaneously after 360 seconds. This is the answer. Now you can convert it into minutes and you can find it out. Now we know that 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute, right? So 1 second is equal to 1 by 60 minute. So therefore 360 seconds will be how much? 360 by 60 minute, right? So that is going to be 6. Okay, yeah, that is going to be 6 minutes. So we found it out in minutes also. So after 6 minutes, these bells are going to ring simultaneously again. Okay, clear? Now let's move on to the next variation of this type 8 only. Actually type 8 is nothing but a statement based questions. They can give you these type of statements and you need to solve. Okay, let's see the next type, the next variation of the same type. Okay, so here is our question. What is the least number of soldiers that can be drawn up in the troops of 12, 15, 18, 20 soldiers, and also in the form of a solid square? Okay, so again the least number is a hint that you need to find out the LCM, and also it is saying that it can be drawn in troops of 12, 15, 18, 20 soldiers. Means what? If you have a group of soldiers, right, and they can be divided in a group of say 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 like that. What does that mean? That just means that the total number will obviously be divisible by 12. Then only they can be divided into a groups of 12, right? Similarly, if there is a number of soldiers such that they if they are divided into group of 15, 15 and 15, then again they can be divided into a group of 15, means the total number will obviously be divisible by 15. Similarly, divisible by 18. Similarly, divisible by 20. So what is that least number which is divisible by 12, 15, 18 and 20? Obviously the LCM of 12, 15, 18 and 20. So if certain things can be drawn up into a group or into a troop of certain numbers, then that number will obviously be divisible by those numbers. Then only it can be formed into the group of those, right? If something can be divided, if something can be grouped into groups of 12, obviously the total number of that thing will be divisible by 12, right? Is that clear? So we need to first find out the LCM of 12, 15, 18 and 20. So let's find that out. I think I am going to use the reduction method here, because many times we are using the division method. Let's see some other methods also that we had seen previously. So 12, 15, 18 and 20. Okay. What is there any number that can divide all of them at the same time? I don't think so. Okay, let's go for the division method only. I think division will be better here. So 2 6 are 12, 2 15, 2 9, 2 10, then 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, 3 3s are 9, and then we have 10. Then you have 2 1s are 2, 5, 3 and 5. And now you know that we'll have here 5 and then we'll have 3. Okay. So it will be 2 3s are 6, 2s are 12, 5s are 60, 3s are 180. 2 3s are 6, 2s are 12, 12 5s are 60 and 63s are 180. Okay. So 180 came out to be my LCM. Therefore 180 is that number which can be divided into group of 12 or group of 15 or group of 18 or group of 20, and it will always be completely divisible. Okay, 180 is completely divisible by 12. Then only it can be divided into the groups of 12. 180 is completely divisible by 15. Then only it can be divided into groups of 15, right? So this way we found out the first part of the question. Now it is also asking me that this least number that can be drawn up in the groups of 12, 15, 18 and 20 soldiers, and also in the form of a solid square. Now this number, this number of soldiers that we have to find, this least number of soldiers which can be drawn into the groups of 12, 15, 18 and 20, it also forms a perfect square. Now what does that means? It means that you have to what is a square? A square has equal sides. Okay, it simply means that the number of, if you divide the square in rows and columns, then the number of rows is equal to number of columns. Then only the length and breadth of the square will be the same. For example, if I have 3 columns, then I'll have 3 rows. Then only a square will be formed. Then only this side and this side will be equal. Okay. Or if I have like 4 columns, then I will have 4 rows. Right? You know this, that the side of the squares are equal. Then only I'll have equal sides. So as many rows, than those many columns. That is going to form the perfect square, right? So if there are 4 columns, there will be 4 rows. So 4 into 4 is 16. If there are 3 columns, then there will be 3 rows. 3 into 3 is 9. Similarly, if there are 5 rows, then 5 columns. That is 25. So what is the pattern that you are observing here? That we are always having the square of the number. If 3 is there, then 3 square 9. 4, if 4 rows 4 columns are there, then 4 square, that is 16. If 5 rows 5 column is there, then 5 square 25. So if there are n rows and n columns, then what will be forming the perfect square? N square. And whatever be the number of rows and columns, okay, if we take it to be n, then the number of soldiers that are going to form the perfect solid square will always be n square. Okay, and what was the LCM that we found? Okay, what were the prime factors? I have rubbed that, but okay, I remember it. What were the, it was 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5, I think. That is 4 3s are 12. Okay, 2 2s are 4 3s are 12, 5s are 60, 3s are 180, right? These were the prime factors. Okay, it was giving me 180. So now I need to form the perfect square. So perfect square, as I told you, it will always be the square of n. N can be any number. So it has to be the square of n. So in this prime factorization, 2 is occurring 2 times. That is, we are having 2 square. 3 is also occurring 2 times, so we have 3 square. But 5 is occurring only 1 time. And therefore this 180 is not a perfect square, because 5 is occurring only 1 time. Square means 2 times. It has to occur 2 times. So if I make 5 2 times, that is, I multiply with 1 more 5, then 5, it will become 5 square. Now everything is a square. So what I will get in the resultant will also be a square. And what I will get? I will get 4 into 9, and this is now 5 into 5, which is 25. So you will have 36 into 25, or simply you can do it like this. 25 into 4 is 100, okay, into 9, which is 900. Now 900 is a perfect square. See, whenever we are multiplying such numbers which are all squares, obviously in the resultant whatever we are going to get is going to be a perfect square. So 900 is a perfect square. Of whose perfect square is 900? If you do 30 square, it will be 3 3s are 9 and 2 0. So 900 is the square of 30. Okay. So whatever you will get in the resultant will be a square. So you can say that now this number that we are getting is a perfect square. Therefore 900 is my least number, which can be drawn into the troops of 12, 15, 18 and 20, and as well as the numbers can be drawn into a solid square also. There will be 30 columns and there will be 30 rows. So a perfect square will be formed, and that perfect square will also be divisible by 12, 15, 18 and 20, because 900 is a multiple of this 180 only, of this LCM only. Therefore it will be completely divisible by these numbers also. So in such questions where they are talking about drawing something into groups of certain numbers, you need to find the LCM of those numbers. And if it is asking you to draw those numbers, draw the resultant number into a solid square or something, then you need to make that LCM a perfect square. So here my answer is 900. 900 is a perfect square as well as it is divisible by these given numbers. Therefore, if there are 900 soldiers, they can be divided into group of 12, 15, 18 and 20, and they can be made to stand in the rows of 30 and 30 columns, 30 rows and 30 columns. So they will form a solid square also. Okay, so I think this is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next variation of this type 8 only. Next variation of type 8 is okay. Three cyclists ride around a 40-kilometer long circular path at a speed of 15, 20 and 25 km per hour. After what time will they meet at the point from where they started their journey? See, again it is the same type of question as we did in the case of the bells. 4 bells were ringing, and I told you that in LCM you will generally get this type of question. Here also see, some activity is happening at certain time, and it is asking you that after what time again, or like after what time they will meet from where they started the journey. Okay, so again it is the type of question where you need to find out the LCM. Something is happening at a certain time and they are asking you that when again will they meet. Okay, so here they have given you the speeds and they are asking you about the time. Therefore you need to first find out the time, because we are not talking about speed here. We are concerned about the time. The question is asking you that after what time will they meet. Therefore you need to first find out the time intervals. So, but we have been given the speed and we have been given the distance. So we know the formula that distance is speed into time, right? So what is time? Time is distance upon speed. So the distance has been given us as 40. So what will be the time intervals? T1 will be 40 by 15. Okay. T2 will be 40 by 20 and 20, and T3 will be 40 by 25. These will be my 3 time intervals. Okay. So now I found out the time. Now it is saying after what time will they meet. Now again when they will meet. So we will find out the LCM of these 3 time intervals. As I told you that speed and distance has been given, but we have been asked about time. Therefore first we found out the time intervals, and now if you find out the time LCM of these time intervals, you will get the time when they will meet again at the point from where they started their journey. So we need to find out the LCM of 40 by 15, 40 by 20 and 40 by 25. Now these can be reduced. We can clearly see that these can be reduced. This will go 5 8s are 40 and 5 3s are 15. This will go 5 8s are 40 and 5 4s are 20. Again this is 2, 4 2s are 8. And here it is 5 8s are 40 and 5 5s are 25. So what I got LCM of 8 by 3, 2 by 1 and 8 by 5. 2 can be written as 2 by 1, and we had already seen in our previous videos how to find out the LCM of fractions. Okay, you will do LCM of the numerators. You will do LCM of the numerators, that is LCM of 8, 2 and 8 upon HCF of the denominators, that is HCF of 3, 1 and 5. Okay, so what will be the LCM of 8, 2 and 8? If I do it by the reduction method, you can divide all the 3 of them by 2. What you will get? 4, 1 and 4. Okay, 4, 1 and 4. Now in case of 4, 1 and 4, what will be my LCM here? I know that 4 can be written as 2 square, 1 is 1 only, and this 4 can be written as 2 square. Okay, so we can clearly see, we need not to do this also. I just, for explanation, I showed you. But we can clearly see that the LCM from here is going to be 4. But this is the LCM of 4, 1, 4. Since I divided by 2, I need to multiply by 2. So if I multiply 4 by 2, I will get 8. So what is the LCM? LCM is 8 here. And what will be the HCF? Since we have 3 and 5 and 1, we can clearly see that the common among 3, 1, 5 can be nothing but 1 only. Okay, therefore my HCF is 1 here. So what is the answer? 8. Now, since the speed was given in kilometer per hour, this time will be in hours. So after 8 hours, they meet at the point from where they started their journey. After 8 hours, they will meet at the point from where they started. Okay, clear? So this is it for this video. We have seen the type 6, type 7 and type 8. From the next video, we will be starting with the HCF types, because I have covered all the types of question that can be formed on LCM. Okay, so from the next video, we'll be starting with the types on HCF. So if you find my work useful, then please like, subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.